Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is Dan Anderson saying welcome on this week's webinar. Now, this is our weekly pulse beat. This is the way that we communicate with our field. If you are new to us, because I see that we have a huge chunk of people on, this is how Leo communicates with its members. Now, one of our core values, as you know, is that the members are the heart of our business, and we stay in touch with our heart and we let them know what's going on. And I try to take this call as much as I can, because as the CEO, I think that one of my most important duties is to communicate and make sure that you guys understand and you know what's going on, and that we have, like I say, this pulse beat, this heartbeat every week going out now for the last 7 years, and fiercely proud of that, because that is what this business is. It's about that. Now, we're obviously not perfect and we fail, but we don't fail in terms of communicating, and we do our very, very best. So we have a whole chunk of things here, and to help me on this call, we have me here, Magudia, our external affairs director, and we have Mr. Andy Hansen, who's going to be talking about some of our upcoming events. So that's very, very pleasing. And so without further ado, let's go in and share with you some of the things that are going on in the wonderful world of Leo. Now, you know that I'm very passionate about building this community and having and sharing with you what the community is doing. So every week there are Leo events going on, and they're going on in Germany, and they're going on in China, and they're going on in the Philippines, and they're going on in Africa, and they're going on everywhere. And we only ever show you a small sample, but it's important for you, if you are a member in South Africa, to understand that we have a Chinese community that's engaged in this. If you're a Chinese speaking part of our community, then it's important for you to understand that there's stuff going on that are extraordinary in South Africa, because all of this goes into our cunning plan of combining direct selling with digital currencies, with education, with training. Our mantra is learn, earn, own, and the learn is the most important thing, because that's our product, and that is how you build a network, and that's how you build a team, by teaching them. So we have here marketing directors Fu Deming and Liu Xiqing explain the business to their members, and talking about the education packs and the charity packs and the LMS, and getting them focused, their teams focused on qualifying for the Maldives, etc. And this is just one small example of stuff that's happening out there in the world every week, like clockwork, driving our community forward. Now, we are at the stage where we are soon going to be counting our members and our community in the millions, because the secret weapon that we have is to drive our community, and all good things flow from that. It gives us the power in the market, it gives us an educational story, it gives us direct selling credibility, and it drives the digital currency value that we have. So never lose sight of that, because the scams that are out there that are just pitching monetary values and clever plans and rising this and rising that, and reverse splits or a scheduled split is coming up. Those businesses built on wallet instead of heart never survive. What is real is the sort of stuff that you see on the screen now, and that's very, very important. Now, the other thing that's important is that we as a company, we are a company that takes our corporate responsibilities really seriously. In other words, we do good things because we should do good things. We're a part of this world, and maybe I sound a little bit idealistic when I say, but if more companies acted the way that we try to act, the world would be an awful lot better place. And we're starting to get recognition for that. Leo Causes is our charity side of our business, and we have a lovely lady called Camilla Hartwig, who is the head of Leo Causes. And this is a lady that, I don't know if she's listening on this call here now, probably not, she's probably too busy. Her heart beats faster for charitable causes, and she's the kind of lady that over the years have applied for her annual holiday, for instance, because she wants to go to this place and do good work. She's doing stuff for us, driving Cambodia and the school engagement there. And then she's taking extra holiday time to see what else that she can experience in Cambodia. And she's kind of just that person. And I'm just very, very proud to be working with people like that care about what they're doing. Now, like I said, this is also getting recognition. So we were presented by an award by something that, this is something that only exists in England, really. It's the High Sheriff of Oxford and the Lord Lieutenant of Oxfordshire. They presented to Camilla, head of Leo Causes, an award in recognition of our work done at the Hilly School in Nepal. And so this is very, very cool, because this is one of those things that I'm Swedish, but I sort of live in the UK, and I'm very proud of the UK because it's such a quirky, funny little place. And so we have high sheriffs and we have Lord Lieutenants. And in fact, Mr. Paul Southworth is the Deputy Lord Lieutenant for another shire called Northamptonshire. And so this is kind of a big deal, because this is something that goes back into English history for hundreds and hundreds of years. The idea of a sheriff and a high sheriff is kind of as far up that hierarchy as you can go. And for them to recognize a small Oxfordshire company called Leo for the work that we do in Leo Causes terms is something that all of you should be fiercely, fiercely proud of, because this is not a small thing. There was obviously a Nepalese connection there, so we met people and business leaders and community leaders from Nepal in the UK, and our company proudly flew the flag for Leo and the Hilly School in Cambodia. So very, very cool. And I just wanted to share that with you, that this is not just about making money. This is not just about building a network. This is about what we can do with that. Why should we do these things? Because we can. Why else would you do anything good in the world? Now, the other thing that's happened just on last Friday was Mihir Magudia, our wonderful champion for so many different causes in our company, actually went down to a little island off the south coast of the UK and presented an award from us to schools in that area. And Mihir, are you there? Can you talk to these slides here? Because this was a wonderful thing that we were sharing on WhatsApp back and forth.
Yeah, so this is a great way to spend a Friday, really. So this was just a few days ago, so I'm still sort of a bit buzzy about it. So one of the things we do via the Livecoin Foundation, via the Digital Currency Foundation, just really through all of our work, is we engage with legislators, we talk to MPs, we talk to all sorts of people who are influential, who are powerful, have an impact on our industry. And we make it our business to get to know them. We make it our business to get them on board with what we want them to do. And we kind of want them to know who we are, want them to buy into our objectives, and want them really to work with us. And so one of the little fun things we do is for the MPs, the members of parliament who come to our events, we enter them into a little prize draw, which donates some money to their local school in their constituency. And this is a great thing for the MP, because it can, it's a great PR op for them. It shows them supporting their local education system. It shows them, just like these pictures with a bunch of local school children. It really is a great little thing that really ticks a lot of their buttons. And it's great for us because we get to engage closely with the MPs. We get to talk to the next generation of Bitcoin and Livecoin traders, and we really get to fly the flag in places that we might not usually go to. So at Digital Currency Day in January this year, we had this draw for the members of parliament, and the winner was this woman called Caroline Dinage, who is the lady in pink there that you can see in all of the photos. And so she received the prize, and she decided to share it with all of the schools in her constituency. So for children aged between, I guess, 4 to 18. And that's about 38 schools in this one area, which is in Gosport, which for the English people on the call will know is just a small place off the coast of Portsmouth. And so I went down there on Friday and presented the gift, and We met up with these children from these 37 schools, and they all came, and they came with one of their teachers or the headmaster or something. And it was just a lovely, lovely thing to be part of. Because I said to them when I was speaking, as well as obviously telling these young children about the importance of Livecoin and Bitcoin, I also told them that they were connected now. They were connected to these children in Hile, in Nepal, that we've worked with and built the school for. They're connected to the children in Cambodia, who we're going to open the school for in just, less than 2 months' time. And they'll be connected to all of the other children we help all around the world to meet their educational potential, to have opportunities they might never have had. And that's a lovely, lovely thing to do. There's a lovely way of just pulling people together from different cultures, of letting them know they're part of this wider system. And obviously, they're connected, most importantly of all, to everyone on this call, to every member of the Leo family all around the world. We're all part of this journey now, part of this connecting of people. And that's just so powerful and so important, Dan. And so it was just a great, great thing to be able to do. And I'm so proud to be part of something that can do things like this.
No, it's very, very cool, and it was quite a trip for you to get down there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's in England, which, as many people know, is a small country, and it's actually connected to the mainland via a narrow peninsula. But you have to get this long old train through the middle of I'm trying to see if I can see any members who happen to live in Portsmouth or thing. I can't see any on the call. Basically, the middle of nowhere kind of place, and it's really, really far away. And then when you get to the end of the train, which is right at the end of the line, the train doesn't go any further at all. You have to get on this boat across this harbour, and you it's kind of this sort of military zone in the UK where there's big aircraft carriers and various other things. And so you're crossing by these massive Coast Guard ships with aeroplanes on them and things. And then you finally get there, and then, you're in this small little sort of quaint little sort of English village type place. And it's a wonderful, wonderful way to spend the day.
Very, very cool. No, good for you, good for you. And I think that point is well made that you made earlier as well, because we, by the time we get to summer, we will have had the school in Nepal up and running, of course, and we will have the school in Cambodia up and running. And we got another project in Kashmir that I'm very excited by. We've got people speaking to us about projects in Africa. And before you know it, even just on the 3 projects that are in motion now, we will actually be responsible for supporting the education of literally thousands of children. And not just 1 year, this year, but going forward every year. Because the schools that we're helping them and their communities to build are permanent fixtures. This is not something that, give them a bit of money today and get some publicity and then run away. No. Let's build something that supports a community for a long time. And that is forever etched in the future of some of these children, who for the first time in their communities get a proper formal education, a chance to get all the benefits of participating in the educational framework of a country where that's not necessarily automatic. So again, just saying, for all of you from so many different countries on this call, you should be very, very proud of being part of that. And if we can do 3 schools, like I've said to you before, we can do 10, and we can do 30, and we can do 100, and we can do 300. And so by the time, over the next 5 years, as we build our business built on entrepreneurship, built on digital currencies, built on being at the cutting edge of innovation in entrepreneurship, we're also doing good old-fashioned bringing it back to the communities and supporting and doing good work. So very, very fiercely proud of that, and thank you for that. Now, moving swiftly on, because I don't want to get stuck, because we got some slides to go through here today, but livecoin.net, that some of you know, is one of the leading exchanges that that Livecoin is listed on, so that any external person can purchase and participate in the Livecoin economy, if you like. They have just announced this weekend that their dear clients, Livecoin project is now moving from its own blockchain to the Ethereum ERC20 token, etc. So me here, sorry to sort of jump on you again, but can you speak to these slides here and just sort of let our people know what's going on?
Yeah, of course. So as of yesterday, Livecoin now trades exclusively in the new Livecoin 3 on their platform. So I believe their wallets are currently being updated, so they're probably offline today or tomorrow. But essentially, if you're trading on Livecoin from now on, when you withdraw or deposit, you're going to use the Livecoin 3, so the Ethereum version of Livecoin, which is just a fantastic thing for us. Obviously, Livecoin have checked us out. Livecoin have checked out the new code. Livecoin are happy with what we're doing and have migrated from the old Livecoin to the new Livecoin, and that means we trade on it now via Livecoin.
Very, very good. It's a fantastic announcement as well, because again, it separates the chaff from the wheat, if you like, because I don't want to focus on it, but there are so many scams out there doing money, and some of the big ones have come down just recently, and people are getting arrested, and there's a lot of negative publicity out there as well, which obviously splashes back, because I mean, we are probably the only legitimate direct selling company that deals also in a cryptocurrency offering, if you like, that is real. And the measure of it being real is that it's publicly traded on external independent exchanges. This is not just some bullshit token that we are selling to our members and escrowing and doing this and coming up with these games that we see so many times by people in this industry. This is real in the real world, as run and supported by independent people like Livecoin. Now, there's several exchanges that are in the process of migrating across to that, and at the same time, we are enhancing the ecology with a new reward service platform, where the blockchain is supporting this very, very important proof of stake mechanism that we have as one of our most cherished legacies. Me here again, I'm going to dump on you to sort of speak more intelligently about this.
So this new reward for Livecoin holders is the thing that replaces proof of stake, which existed on the old version of Livecoin. And the rewards are exactly the same, the 10%, 15%, 20% over the year. Nothing has changed then. There's only a slight change in what you need to do to get it. Now, if you're one of the people who holds their Livecoin on the back office, then you don't need to do anything at all. You're all fine. Your system will continue as before. But if you hold a Livecoin in an external wallet, maybe it's on your Atomic wallet or your Ethereum wallet or whatever it is right now, you should go to this website when it's live, I think either today or tomorrow. You need to put in your Ethereum address, and then you'll start to receive your rewards once a month. So all of that old stuff you had to do of leaving your computer on all month, of having a constant electricity bill there with your computer running and staking at all times, all of that is kind of gone now. Now you add your Ethereum address to this page, it goes into an address that we check once a month, and then your reward gets delivered by the blockchain once a month as well. So nice and simple, nice and straightforward. And we will publish the address when it's live, probably today or tomorrow. And well, it's going to be reward.livecoin.org, but we'll send out a proper notice about that, and we'll talk about it again on the call next week. So proof of stake essentially is back for the new Livecoin, and we couldn't be happier about it.
Very, very cool. No, fantastic, because there are some fundamentals in our business model and in our Livecoin and digital model that are very important to support, and the proof of stake is one of those things. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about today on this call is the ownership program, because LEO stands for Learn, Earn, Own, as all of you are no doubt blissfully aware. But the ownership is a very important part of our fundamental business philosophy and of our business model. But as anything that you do, and we launched our business in 2012, over a 7-year period, what tends to happen is that the best laid plans don't always go the way that you want them to do. And this is just part of operating in the real world. We don't have magic sliders, and we don't just do presentations. We actually deliver things in the real world and proper projects. They don't always come to fruition the way that we see them, but we remain resolute, and we are still committed and working hard on them. So what we wanted to do is kind of combat this complexity creeping in, because if you consider that we have a number of things that we talk about, things that we're very proud of, from the Leo Property crowdfunding platform, to the Leo Crowd platform, to Day 7, to Leo Tower, to Leo Cafe, we have things going on, and the point I made on on the Chinese speaking call just before, is that every single one of these 6 things that you see there are alive and well. We still have traction, and we still got development going on, and none of them have come to any dead end. Every week, people are speaking to us about the cafes in their countries and in their markets. Leo Property Crowd has just put up its first more 1.5 billion pound project, I think. So there's stuff going on there for an FCA regulated crowdfunding platform that are very, very pleasing, but not necessarily where we want to be. We want to be further advanced. Leo Crowd is doing extraordinarily well. Leo Banking, I'm 100% still committed to this, because I think this is the big game changer, as well as Day 7, that's now turning into a fintech that could really be disruptive. It's very, very cool. And of course, we're fighting our legal battles over Leo Tower, etc. And all of that is very, very interesting. But if you are a member and you're a brand new member, you would be forgiven for knowing what to talk about, because these things have long sort of backstories, and they have positionings, and they have marketing collateral. They have all sorts of things that make them very, very interesting. But it turns into one hell of a complex story. So what we wanted to do was consolidate that down, and we launched this in Brazil to the leaders that qualified for the annual conference in Brazil, and the leaders got it, and they've been traveling back to the market and trying to get this idea across. And we just wanted to reinforce their efforts by pushing it out here on this call as well. The idea is that everything goes into the learn, earn, own side of our business, the ownership area. And what we want to do with that is give you participation, and your members participation, in all of the projects that we got going on. Now, your job and our job is to build the community and to build it more and more powerful, so that we can, as almost like a global crowd funding business model, where we can have millions of members. That's where I'm aiming for next, is so that we can sort of stand on stage and say, we have 1 million, we have 2 million, we have 10 million members. The power of that going into this ownership program is very, very strong. Now, of course, we are looking at our fundamental business model, and as you know, we have things that support the ownership area, and that ownership area is almost sometimes more exciting to people than anything else that we do. And I make no apologies for that. It's a wonderful thing to create exciting things, but what you then have to have is a trusted and loyal partner that looks after your interests. And one of the things that our old members have always understood, because they've learned it over time, is this concept that we've kind of floated, that the early bird gets the worm. Now, we've launched the Leo ownership program here now, and this is the time to get involved in that, because this is a bit of a game changer, we feel, because we will have all of these ownership projects going on, and on an annual basis we'll collect them together and give kind of awards based around that, based around your tier level, based on how many ownership points you have, and so since Brazil, this is going back into the market, and not all markets have fully understood this, and that's fine, but this is to look after and protect your future interests, to give you participation in all of the wonderful things that we're working on. Now, these projects are also supporting our causes and our charity works. So I'm particularly pleased with the idea that we have our bronze package, if I put it that way, that is going into the causes framework, that gives us sort of funding for all of these wonderful things that Camilla is doing. We have our product packs then that are an integral part of this business model, and there's kind of everything sort of supports and create this, but we wanted to simplify it. So what we then have is an online platform where these are consolidated for you, and then on a regular basis you'll be participating in these things. Now, that means that the Tower, Banking, and Leo Crowd, for those of you who are legacy members who've been with us for a while, they can get converted into ownership points that then give you the benefit of being a stakeholder there. But of course, what we've also ensured in everything that we do is that we're supporting Leo Coin. And this is very, very important, because we're building a large global community. And our bet is that direct selling, with its recruitment, with its education, with its motivation as its core competencies, that we think is going to drive Livecoin to a very big place. That means that we have a job to do, you have a job to do, but what we want to make sure is that the ownership program supports Livecoin. And of course, what you can also see is that everything that we're doing is going in this direction. Now, this particular webinar, we're not talking very much about our core products, about our e-learning and our live seminars and all of those good things. I think we'll talk about that more next week, because we mustn't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We are fundamentally a direct selling company that is very, very proud of the work that we do in entrepreneurship training. But the new product called LMS Extra, and I will hand the microphone back to me here. This is something that, again, we launched in Brazil, and people have sort of started to get their head around this, because this is very, very clever stuff, because there's a structure to this product that becomes a virtuous circle product that then supports and starts to deliver everything that you want for Livecoin. So me here, do you want to talk to this?
Yes, thanks very much, Dan. We're incredibly proud of the LMS and what it's doing in all of our markets around the world. And obviously, different markets have had different reactions and different news today and recently that they're very, very happy about. And so we all know that the LMS Extra rather contains one LMS and some ownership points. So it's kind of this bringing together of these two exciting ownership opportunities with us. So that's kind of working, and that's all good. But the power of the LMS Extra is kind of the strategy behind it, what we've built into the product, what we've built into the way it's going to work. And now that Livecoin has switched over to the new Livecoin 3, that strategy, that impact should start to be felt. Because almost unlike any other Leo product before, there is now a direct link between the LMS Extra and supporting the Livecoin on external markets. There's a direct link between a positive future for the coin and the LMS Extra. And now that Livecoin's switched over, now the other exchanges such as Top BTC and BTCZ are on their way soon, we'll start to see some of that impact, we'll start to see some of that change. So we know what people have talked about with Livecoin, we know what people have said about the future of it and their hopes for it and their ambitions for it. What we can say is that the LMS Extra is kind of the product that will start that journey now. The LMS Extra is the product that should get us there eventually as well. So we're very, very pleased, we're very, very positive about it, because what that means for all of you, what that means for all of our members, if you support the LMS Extra in all of its guises, in all of its forms, if you support the product and you understand the thinking and the driving behind it, then push it into your markets, push it into your members, get your members and your teams to understand it, and that will directly support the future of Livecoin. That will have a direct impact on what we're trying to do. That will have a direct impact on a future that so many of us, or a potential that so many of us want to see for the future of Livecoin. So the LMS Extra is the thing right now, and we're very, very pleased with it. And it's been great to see the uptake we've already had. And we want more and more people to understand what we're thinking with it, how we're going to use it, and the potential impact of it to really drive that message home.
Very, very cool. Thank you for that. And I noticed from the previous version, are we talking about Leo LMS Africa on this?
We are, but that's kind of a different thing that we'll hopefully be talking about soon, and that's not quite ready for this call, I think.
Okay, very good, very good. So good. So moving swiftly on, then, what does this mean? We have the incentive on bronze, silver, platinum, and gold.
So just lots of new stuff going on in the market, lots of new ideas to be talking about. We want to make sure we obviously want to motivate people. We always want to make sure they understand and take the time. So there is an incredibly powerful incentive running now. Hopefully all of you understand it. There's more information in the back office if you don't, but it is one of our very, very generous incentives. It goes from bronze to all the way up to platinum, and it really should help you bring new people in the market. It really should help develop your business and develop your new teams, because there's never ever been a better time to join Leo, and there's never been a better time to talk to all of those people who you never talked to before. But you have to take advantage of it before it ends. We've already started to think about reducing it significantly. We've already started to think about what we need to do with this very, very generous incentive, and so do take advantage now while you still can.
Yeah, and that is the key point, I think, because it harkens back to what I was saying earlier about the early bird gets the worm. It is quite funny in a direct sales environment, in a sales environment, people always do lastminute.com. They always respond really well to a deadline, but only 24 or 48 hours before that deadline. We keep telling you that you should take advantage of the things as soon as they come out, because the people who do get such a big history has proven us in terms of Leo's history that everyone who gets on board with a new initiative or a new project, they always benefit much more than the people who leave it till the last minute. In other words, you don't cram at 5 minutes to 12. You get involved now, because the ownership incentive that is on your screens now will change, and because we can't keep the generous levels up there forever. So if you start now and move on it now, get your people to move on it now, everyone benefits in a different sort of way. And then you get to the end of an incentive, and we always have people who cry to us and say, oh, the day after the incentive finishes, they say, oh, why didn't you tell me? We told you. We tell you every single time. This is the time to move. It's not the time to wait and see what happens. The early bird gets the worm every single time, and it is what it is. Same thing with the momentum qualifications and doing the paperwork and doing the administration. People always leave it to the last minute and then cry crocodile tears because they haven't hit the deadline for doing something that was important. In terms of the momentum tour in Hong Kong and in the China Sea, there will be people that bust the 15th of May deadline and come and cry to us on the 16th. I wanted to go there and I didn't get around to do it because the dog ate my homework and it was horrible and I had a power cut and the internet went down. Do it today so that you, when the seats are gone, you're one of the people that took the seats. If you leave it till it's already overbooked, you will not go, because we can't magic up any more cabins for you, etc., etc., etc. The spaces are limited. When they're gone, they're gone. So do what you have to do and don't procrastinate. Procrastinate is the enemy of direct sales people. Same on the executive trip. I know that we have executives on this call that haven't claimed their ticket yet, and the deadline for that is the 30th of April. That, ladies and gentlemen, is tomorrow. There will be no extensions, because we've been going on about this now for the last 3 months. So if you haven't done it, drop everything, get it done today. Now, me here, you're going to speak to and engage with our French-speaking audience. What's this all about?
Yeah, so this is an event, well, not an event, this is a webinar this Wednesday that I'm doing with our French-speaking team via Jean-Michel and Veronique and Patrice and the rest of the gang, because obviously they sign into this call every single week, and they have various, or varying rather, abilities in English, and they understand lots but don't understand some or other. So this is an important thing to do, just to bring them up to speed with what we've been talking about, bring them up to speed with some of the new developments, and kind of get them to a place that our English speaking audience take for granted every single week, because it really is important that we are multicultural and multilingual. And so I think this Wednesday afternoon, well, you can see the times there, rather, it's on the thing. This Wednesday afternoon, UK time, I think for coordinators and above in our Francophone markets, which is kind of European, Caribbean, West African, and then the islands in French Polynesia and around Madagascar as well. Those islands there. They'll be joining us, and we'll be talking about LMS Extra. We'll be talking about Livecoin and a whole bunch of other exciting things to discuss. And so very, very pleased to be having a bit of direct engagement with them. And if you don't know about this and you are one of our French speakers who'd like to participate, then Jean-Michel is the person to reach out to. I'm sure all of you know him on Facebook and various other places. He's prolific there. So very, very excited to be on the call this week, and I can't wait to see what we can do with that team. So
are you going to joyously share your French with them?
Well, I mean, that would be a treat, but no, as well as my my frankly flawless French, Rima has kindly decided to agree to join the call as well. So she'll be translating for us as well. So they'll certainly understand something.
Formation spéciale crypto will be done by people who actually speak French.
Excellent.
Very good. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Look forward to hearing how that goes. Do we have Andy Hansen in the building who would like to talk to this slide here of the African Region Mega Live Seminar?
We absolutely do, Dan, and thank you very much. So good to be
Oh,
here
thanks,
with
by the
you
way.
and with everybody else. So guys, we're only 4.5 weeks away from the biggest live seminar that the company's ever done, and it's really generating a lot of excitement in the market, not just in Africa, would you believe. There's people coming in from other countries across the world, but this will be, Leo, making history. This will be nearly 10,000 of our members and prospects in one building for one mega live seminar, with an amazing lineup of speakers, with me here coming in and Mr. Paul Southworth coming in to share their pearls of wisdom and also to give business updates to all of the members there. So we're 50% sold out already, with 4 weeks to go. And as we do know, our members do like to be hashtag last minute. So this definitely is going to sell out. So if you've been thinking about it, I recommend that you get on and get your tickets and redeem your tickets so you can bring prospects along with you, because one of the things that you see in network marketing is that members that go to live seminars and training events are the ones that grow. And when you're growing, that's because you're learning. And obviously, Leo is about learn, earn, own. So if you want to earn more and own more, then you need to expand your mind and learn new techniques and new strategies, and also get motivated and inspired when you see the recognition ceremony and all of our African team members that have qualified for on-stage recognition at the event. This is going to be awesome. It's such a big event. This just really goes to prove that Leo, as one of the few companies I've worked with over the years with direct sales, really does deliver. It's flexible, it's market responsive, and it's member driven. And to pull off an event of this size at such short notice to support the African region, and particularly South Africa, is nothing short than amazing. So I recommend everybody that can get there go. And if you've got any prospects in the continent of Africa, then redeem one of your live seminar tickets, send them along. They'll be in good company, they'll be taken care of, and they're going to get to see Leo really as it should be seen by all prospects. They're going to see the real business, they're going to see the real executives from the company, they're going to see people getting recognition, proof positive that Leo really does deliver what it says on the tin. So I look forward to seeing you all there, and I look forward to seeing the event sold out probably by the end of this week. Back to you, Dan.
Wow, cool, Andy. Thanks for that. So tell me, the speakers that you have there, you obviously have sort of youth on the right hand side, and you've got beauty in the middle. But can you speak to Paul Southworth and tell the audience a little bit about him? Because I think that we kind of take his I don't know, patronage for granted almost, because he looks after us and he protects us, and he has got a massive standing in the industry. So I'd love to sort of for you to share sort of a little bit about OBE Paul Southworth, Deputy Lord Lieutenant of Northamptonshire.
Well, it's very unusual. And again, I've got to say, after 20 years of working with direct sales companies, I've never seen an ex-head of the DSA in any country publicly come out and support an individual company. But Paul has. Paul appears regularly around the world when we can get him away from his retirement to come and work with us, to speak on behalf of Leo and behalf of the industry as a whole. And it really is an honor to have him on a stage because he is so well connected. And I'll give you an example. When we were in Brazil, me here and I was speaking with Paul and talking about the need for us to get ourselves sorted and registered with the DSA in South Africa. And he basically said, leave it to me, and he makes some phone calls. So there is some exciting news coming for those that come to the Mega Live seminar in Johannesburg, because Paul will be addressing that very topic. And Paul and me here actually will be meeting with the South African DSA whilst they're in the country for this event. So it is an honor to have someone of Paul's standing to grace the stage of Leo and to share his wisdom, because he's coming from someone not only that ran the DSA, but someone who also ran Avon, which is a major name in the direct selling world. So it is an honor, it is a privilege, and I would recommend anybody with any prospects who they've still not managed to get over the line to join the Leo family should bring them along, because just listening to Paul and his perspective on Leo will help you to close that deal.
Indeed, you know, I think that's absolutely right, because Paul is an old friend of Leo's, and I met him for the first time, I don't know, 10 years ago, I think, when I was living in Berlin, and have a very, very good relationship with him. But he's got such wisdom and such experience. And of course, like Andy says, he was the CEO of Avon Europe and EMEA, I think, Middle East and Africa as well, for 17 years, serving the largest direct selling company in the world in one of their most important regions. So he knows stuff. He's forgotten more things than I've ever known, and he's kind of that guy. Then he was involved with the European Federal European Direct Selling Association. Then he was the chairman of the UK DSA. And he, as an advisor, serves on the Leo UK board, which is just an honour that floors me. But I think, if I paraphrase, I probably walk lightly there, but he likes the innovation that he sees in Leo. He thinks that we're doing things to revitalise and almost reinvent the direct selling industry. And goodness knows, I'd be very, very proud to have that on my epitaph, because I love this industry, but I think that the industry's got stuck a little bit and not keeping up with the times, and that's what we're trying to do. So fine, all good. Thank you, me here. Thank you, Andy, for that. As you know, we're going to the Maldives next year. Our Carnival 2020 will be a special event because we're going to make a big play on the 2020 vision, which, you know, as 2020 stands for optics, when you have perfect vision. And the vision that we want to share with you is where we're taking this company over the next 5 and 10 and 20 and 30 years in 2020 in the Maldives. Now, you have a qualification period until July, and this is the time to get moving on that. Again, the lastminute.com thing does not serve. Get it done now, because then you get more people to come with you. There's a video about it on Maldives2020.learnandknown.com, and you need to go and check it out. And people are moving. There's only 227 rooms remaining, and there are people qualifying for this in all of our regions. So again, build your business, market the products, share with people, educate your team, and at the same time as you're doing all of that, you're making money. At the same time as you're doing all of that, you're qualifying for life-changing opportunities to be part of this global community. So the call to action in summary is speak to more people. It's always about that. Even when the business is tough, you will be tested. Direct selling is that beast. No matter what happens, this is not for the faint-hearted. This is not an easy thing to do, but it is simple. But you have to face the rejection. You have to face the doubts. You have to fall over 7 times and stand up 8. That is what this industry is, and I make no apologies for that. This is not a simple business, but the rewards are extraordinary for the people who are prepared to be in it for the long haul and to do the thing. You get the power when you commit, and when you put a stake in the ground that says, I will do this thing. And if you're not getting the results that you want, if you look in the mirror, it's probably because you know that you're not doing recently what you needed to do. And that's fine. We all kind of go through that process of falling, of breaking a bit, of failing a bit, but then we heal, we stand up, and then we succeed. And that is the lesson of direct selling. There is no shortcut. You will be tested, and if you stand up and keep your head up and stand up tall, your benefit is that you will grow as a person and become someone extraordinary. And I have seen it time and time and time again since I got involved in this industry for the first time in 1989. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and thank you very much for staying with us until the end. It was kind of worth sharing some of these things with you, just to sort of ram home and consolidate some of the open things that are coming in to simplify your business model. So this is Dan Anderson saying thank you very much indeed for your kind attention. Thank you, me here, and thank you, Andy, for participating. And I look forward to speaking to you all next week. God bless, and may you have all the success that you deserve.